Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Greg's Beer Reviews today as we continue our beer saga here. Now that we've done 2,000 beers, we're going to work our way to 3,000. This is Karbach Brewing Company, which is out of Houston, Texas. This is their bourbon barrel Hellfighter, and that's an Imperial Porter. And it does not have the ABV on the bottle, guys. And from what I'm seeing here, Great Beer has it at 10.8%, and Beer Advocate has it at 10.8%, but it is not written on the bottle anywhere. I do not understand that. Karbach Brewing, you need to put the damn ABV on the bottle so we know what we're buying. Are we buying a 5%, 6%, 10%? Come on, don't leave us guessing. Don't make us look it up. Write it on the frickin' label. I don't understand that. Blows my mind away, just like not putting a vintage, a 2015, 2016 on the bottle somewhere. Now guys, I just got this out of the fridge. I'm not seeing any dating on the bottle. I'm not sure these guys, whether they're a small brewery or whether they're a big brewery and just choose not to date it. But I'm not seeing anything written on the bottle, and we'll take a closer look when I come back with the final chug. A lot of times they'll write it in black and have black beer or a porter or a stout in the bottle, and you can't see it. So once the bottle's empty, we'll take a closer look. And this is a big bottle. It's a 22 ouncer. And Brandon, a good friend of mine, a subscriber, sent me a beer mail package. And this is one of the Texas beers he sent me. So Brandon, thank you, brother. I do appreciate it, sir. Guys, before I get into the beer, only one opener left. Got one orange left. I'm not going to sell the one that's on the table here. I'm going to keep one for myself. And there won't be any more openers till I get back from Florida after probably the second week of May. So if anybody's looking for an orange opener, now's the time to speak up. And as far as shirts, I got a couple XXX and maybe a 2X, and that's probably about it. Not probably going to order any more shirts for a while. May sometime this summer, but I'm not. Man, it took a year to get rid of the last box, and I'm just not into that. So the shirts may have run their gamut. May not order any more shirts. So, but I will order some more openers probably, but I'm going to get rid of this last orange one before I do. And like I said, I'm going to wait. I'm going to be gone the last week of April and the first week of May, going to Florida to look for some houses while we're there before we put this one on the market. So let's get on with this one from Karbach. Commercial description on this says Fun Series 03. The regular bourbon version of this blended of barrels from Heaven Deal Distillery, which include Evan Williams, Elijah Craig, and Old Fitzgerald. And I have heard of all three of those very nice bourbons. All of these barrels were then blended for the final product. So what I'm gathering that they put some in each barrel and blended them together to get what we've got in the bottle here now. So should have some characteristics of all three barrels, but I don't know if we're going to be able to pick up on that other than the bourbon taste and maybe a little vanilla, and the label has chocolate in big letters on the bottom here, so we'll see. I've not had anything from these guys, so this is the first one from the Karbach Brewing Company that I've done. So once again, thanks Brandon for sending it to me. I do appreciate it. Just need these guys to put some kind of vintage on it, what year it was put in the bottle. That would help. In case you want to buy another year version and do a vertical. That's the only reason I say that. Nothing else there. Food pairings for this beer: cuisines barbecue, cheeses, butter, brie, Gouda, Havarti, Swiss, and of course goes with your chocolate dishes, your porters and stouts too. And the meat is beef, smoked meat, grilled meat, glass bar, pipe, becker, nog, tumbler, mug, style, sidel, I got my favorite glass here today, guys, and not recommended for extended selling unless ABV extends average range. Well, at 10.8%, if that's what it actually is, that's what these two sites say, not on the bottle, I would say it's going to keep for a long time. So, let's get the cap off of this. I'm thirsty. And see what this brings to the table. Nice hiss. Kind of big hiss for a 10.8%er. Very surprising. Hope it's not overcarbonated. Doesn't appear to be, so let's stand it up and get a finger or two of head on the final end, like that. Good looking beer, look at that. That is awesome looking. Good 2 fingers of head on that pour. Enough in the bottle to pour her a glass. Very nice looking beer. Over to the light. Just a slight little bit of red rubiness around the small portion of the glass here on the bottom. Not a lot of light coming through here. It's pretty dark up on the bowl part here now. Still a great looking porter. Now, a lot of times the porters will have that red rubiness around the outside of the glass. And sometimes they do not. It just depends. And your stouts typically are all black. Not always, typically. Sometimes I've had stouts that have that little red rubiness around there. But most of them are kind of pitch black, very dark, very rich roasted burnt malt, chocolate malt. The darker malts used to brew those beers. So let's get a nose on this. Looks pretty good. Wow, wonderful aroma of the bourbon on here. It's not overpowering like a lot of them are. I mean, it's just all you get is the bourbon. This is nice. Bourbon, chocolate, rich roasted malt, maybe some caramel or toffee in there, and maybe some brown sugar. Nice sweetness on the back end. Maybe some hints of coffee in there too. Smells pretty good. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Brandon. Thank you, sir. Ooh, yeah. Definitely getting the bourbon. Definitely getting a little bit of vanilla. Maybe some hints of coconut in there too. Chocolate. There's and a lot of times it's a bittersweet chocolate, and it's kind of bitter. But this one is a little bit more sweeter chocolate taste. Maybe some lactose used in this beer to get a little bit more of that sweetness going on. Definitely getting the coconut, guys. I really, really am. Vanilla and coconut. And like I said, it's just right out of the fridge, and a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't drink that beer at 40 degrees, 45 degrees. You should have it warm to room temperature. I always do. I like to start off with a little chill to it, and then I'll sip on this style of beer, especially a 10.8 or 45 minutes to an hour, and come back to do the final chug. And it's definitely room temperature then, and a lot of those aromas open up and come out a lot more. A lot of times you'll get some dark fruit, plums, dates, raisins, and stuff, where you don't get them when it's a little bit chilled. But right now I'm getting big coconut and vanilla, chocolate and bourbon, and a very nice sweetness on the back end, like they use lactose. That is a very, very tasty beer. That is an awesomely fine beer. Very well made beer. Brandon, well done. That is a very tasty beer. If I could get this beer here, I would purchase this beer. I'm not sure what this beer costs. It may be a very pricey beer. If I was guessing at a 10.8% bourbon barrel aged beer, I would probably say this is probably a $15 to $20 bottle of beer for a 22 ouncer. Those bourbon barrel aged beers are not cheap, guys. And I don't know how long it was left in those bourbon barrels. Like I said, they've done like 3 different bourbon barrels, then blended the beers from all 3 of those at bottling. So we're getting a combination of all 3 of those different bourbon barrels in this one beer. Very smooth. Alcohol is fairly well hidden. Hints of the bourbon for sure, but it's not boozy to me. It's not doing any burning on my throat or anything like that. So, well done. Very well done. Very tasty. Well, let me take it back and pour her a glass. We still got this much beer in the bottle. Oh wow. Very nice beer to wrap up the evening with, which is probably what I'll do. I'm not sure I'll drink another one today. 10.8%, and enjoy this. I might fire up a stick, and it's got some writing on here, and it's so freaking small, guys. I cannot read the writing on this beer without putting on these glasses, and it says something about cigars that I read earlier. If you like darker, more robust ales, and you also have a penchant for whiskey, you may have just reached the promised land. We took our Hellfighter Imperial Porter, aged in bourbon barrels for several months. Don't say how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Alluring aromas of vanilla, chocolate, and coffee give way to a rich malty sweetness that slowly transitions to a silky, oaky finish. Bourbon barrel aged Hellfighter is a special brew that is best enjoyed with hearty foods, decadent desserts, or the finest cigars. Ready to drink now in a snifter style glass at 45 to 50 degrees, which is what this is. So that's what they're telling you there. But a lot of times, like I said, I will let this warm at room temperature. It'll be 70 degrees when I come back and do the final chug. This fine ale will also benefit from years of cellaring under proper conditions. So, would like to see the ABV on the bottle to let us know it's a 10.8%er in a 2015, 2016, 2013, whatever the year it was put in the bottle. Would like to see that. Don't need the month and the day. The month would help, but the day is absolutely not necessary. Was it done in January? Was it done in December of that year? So, just information as beer consumers and drinkers that we would like to have, just so we would know. So, let me take it back and sip on it for a while, and I'll come back and we'll do the final chug. Stick around. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on this about 45 minutes or so. Didn't actually go out and have a cigar with this. Went back there and sit and talk to the other half for a while, and talked about all the guns we're going to go shoot over the weekend. I've been collecting a few firearms over the last month or two, and really getting to enjoy doing that. So we're going to go fire off the Vapor 12 here over the weekend, maybe. This beer is freaking awesome, guys. It's got a wonderful vanilla, coconut, chocolate, hints of dark fruit, coffee, oakiness, a nice sweetness, a lot of shit going on this. It's wonderful. It's delicious. Now it's warmed up, it's a little more boozier than it was right out of the fridge at 40 degrees. It's room temperature now. And I am getting that heavier, boozy bourbon smell. But it's not burning or doing anything crazy to my throat, so it's very well made. You just got to realize you're drinking almost an 11% alcohol beer. I mean, if it's burning your throat, you've probably been drinking a 5% alcohol beer. This is a big beer. This is a big boy's beer. This is something you will want to finish up your evening with, probably. You wouldn't want to start out with this beer if you plan on drinking something else with lower ABV afterward. It's just going to blow it away. You're not going to taste it. It's going to be funky. So you start off with the lighter beers and work your way up to a heavier beer if you're drinking more than one. But if you're only drinking one and done, this will be a good one to have with a stronger dish or after dessert, after your meal as a dessert. This would be a great dessert beer. It really, really would. Well, let's do the final chug here, guys. I'm not going to leave any of this beer in there. And I told you I was going to look for a date, and I do not see anything on this. I didn't look at the email that Brandon sent me. He gave me some information on this, and I got back here and started flapping my gums with the other half, and did not look at the email he sent me. He may have given me some more information on this. It doesn't have any kind of dating on the bottle that I can see, guys. So, with that being said, it is an awesome beer. I would like to see the vintage, like I told you earlier, but it's got a lot of stuff going on. Very well made beer. Exceptional taste to this beer with all three of those, Elijah Craig and all those different bourbon barrels that they put this stuff in, then blend all those together before they put it in the bottle. Awesome. Awesome, guys. other than having that information as when it was put in the bottle, to me, guys, this is a 10 beer in a 9 bottle. I want to see the vintage on these guys. I mean, tell me what year this beer was put in the bottle. Come on. And the ABV would help quite a bit. If you're going into the store, is this a 5%? Is this a 7%? Is this a 10%? Is it a 20%? Tell me what ABV it is. Don't make me guess or look it up. So that's the only two things I can fuss about on this beer. And usually, if it's got more than one, it costs them 2 grade points. But I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt on this. It is almost 11%er, so the date is not super critical on this style of beer. But I would like to see the ABV on it, guys. So put the vintage on it, put the ABV on it. Make me happy. Yes. It would be a 10 beer if it had both of those bits of information on the label somewhere. So 10 beer in a 9 bottle. Numeric rating on this, guys, 98. Over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says this is a 94, outstanding in the beer category. I think it's a tad better than that, but I wouldn't argue with that. So that's right at the bottom of the 8 scale and into the 9 scale there. 94, then 95 gets into the 9 scale. So great numbers from those guys. They are pretty stingy with those numbers, so excellent numbers from those. And over to Rate Beer, they say 99 overall, 95 in style. So 99 from these guys, 98 from me, 94 from those. So 90s everywhere. Excellent beer. Awesome beer. Brandon, thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. We just need to get these guys a Karbach. I don't know how big the brewery they are. You might post that in the comments, Brandon, if you know, if they distribute outside the Houston area, how big they are, if they date anything. I enjoyed this. If I could get this here and it had a vintage on it, I would buy it. I would buy this beer for sure. Very, very tasty. Very easy drinking for almost 11%. I loved it. Very tasty. Nice beer to finish up the evening with. So, if you have, let me know what you think of it. This is the Karbach Brewing's Bourbon Barrel Hellfighter. Don't know what year it is, but I'm just assuming it was probably done in 2015. I don't know if Brandon knows when it was done. So, Brandon, if you do, post it in the comments. And guys, come on back tomorrow. Let's go dig out something tasty out of the fridge. See you then.